Hi, this is Danny Doyle, and welcome back to my Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door Level 1 playthrough. And we are in Rogueport. We are going to be doing Chapter 6. However, there are a lot of resources to gather in Rogueport, and I need to do them all at the very start, because Chapter 6 is another one where you get locked in. Excess Express, you're on the train the whole time. And so I need to get everything that we're going to need there. And first is Double Dip. Now, Double Dip is a very strong badge. It lets you use 2 items in one turn for 4 FP. 4 FP being, of course, the number to cut 5 down to 1 so that you can set up a Mega Rush with a point swap off of a Double Dip. It's a very common strategy, right? Unfortunately for us, that strategy isn't viable with only 3 BP because you can't have both Mega Rush and Double Dip equipped. It's a, it's a 3 BP badge. Or can you? Because one of the other resources we have unlocked is a little fella named Chet Rippo. In Paper Mario 64, he advertises for 64 coins he can upgrade one of your stats. But of course, he's a ripoff. Now here he's honest about the adjustment. You can reduce one of your stats to boost another one. Now we are at the minimum FP and BP of 3 and 5. But HP can go as low as 5. And so if I trade 5 HP for 3 BP, suddenly we can equip Mega Rush P and Double Dip as a level 1 character. Now, unfortunately, this means that I only have 5 HP on my Mario. But there are a couple of upsides to this. For starters, Danger Mario is now always active. So, that's pretty cool. So, I've technically been able to do it for a while. But I'm only now gathering the ingredients for the most complicated and possibly strongest recipe in the game. So if you are not aware, this is where you get golden leaves. It's in Creepy Steeple. It's a little bit out of the way. It's very easy to miss. So that's, just a heads up. Ooh, swooper. Okay, so first thing you're going to want is you need to cook your Ice Storm with Golden Leaf. I showed you where to get Golden Leaf. Ice Storm is very commonly available. It's for sale in the Chapter 2 shop, run by that one puny whose name I can't remember. And if you don't want to go all the way out there, you can get the fire flowers from next door and cook them with a point swap into an ice storm. But this gets you a Snow Bunny. It restores your HP, but it also freezes you. Not an especially good item. However, if you cook Fire Flower alone, you can make spicy soup. And then if you combine the spicy soup with Snow Bunny, you get Couples Cake. Now, Couples Cake is also not an especially good item. It's basically a 2-person slow shroom. And like slow shroom isn't very good. A 2-person slow shroom is definitely like better than regular slow shroom because it applies the effect to both of y'all. But the big problem with slow shroom is like you don't get any immediate, you don't get the immediate recovery that you would get from other items. And you rarely want to recover HP if you're low HP, because it turns off peril, right? Couples Cake being to both people means that you can't heal one person and not the others. It does have a really cool kitchen effect though, the glow. However, much like the slow shroom, the Couples Cake is a key ingredient in some recipes. And speaking of the slow shroom being a key ingredient in some recipes, I'm gonna cook the slow shroom with the point swap and make yet another fairly useless item. This is multiple steps along the way towards, in my opinion, one of the strongest items in the game. You make a bunch of really bad items. So what is the opposite of gaining HP every turn? It's losing HP every turn. So this makes us the poison mushroom. If you eat it, it'll poison you. So far, we've made a bunch of garbage. But if we combine all of that garbage together, we get, well, it's still kind of garbage. Game-wise, it's kind of or like, lore-wise, it's kind of garbage. We get Trial Stew. The description of which is very funny because it talks about it being, like, delicious and how you're gonna love it. Trial Stew is a very funny item. Trial Stew sets both your and your partner's HP to 1, your FP to 0, but it fully restores your special points. And I believe it triples the amount of special you get for a few turns as well. I think 2 turns, maybe a little bit longer than that. The big thing is that it restores your special. To my knowledge, it is the only item in the game that restores your special, and it full restores it too. So it lets you use those special moves again sooner, especially since the partner can use them rather than Mario using them. Now, of course, it sets your HP to 1, but that just enables peril strats. So, you know, I see that as an unqualified win. I'm gonna make quite a few of these. Of course, if you're looking for a recipe with a little bit more firepower, there is something else we can do. So if you combine a Mystic Egg, which you can get from playing a minigame with Petunie in the Great Boogly Tree, with a Fire Flower, you get the Egg Bomb. I think this is a fairly well-known recipe. It is a single target, 6 damage attacking item. It's pretty good because you can get it, like, fairly early on. Like, you can get it after Chapter 4. And because Fire Flower is so cheap and the Mystic Egg is quite literally free, it just costs you time. You know, if you want an attacking item for a single target, you could do worse. Coconut Fire Flower gets you the Coconut Bomb, which is just a 7 damage single target attack. And, like, the downside of that is that the coconuts are on Kihaki, so you can't get them until after Chapter 5, since you can't, like, go back to Zesty with the coconuts, right? However, the real money is if you combine them with each other. If you combine the Coconut Bomb and the Egg Bomb, you get the Zest Dynamite, which is a 7 damage attack everyone. So it is, I believe, the strongest offensive item in the game. It's basically Starstorm from 64. That's why you get the little special effect. So it's a slightly complicated recipe, but it's, like, not nearly as complicated as as Trial Stew is. The recipe is the trial in that one. So, HP Drain is located here in this sort of, like, secret area that you have to sail to, but it's not very good. I probably won't use it. It lowers your attack power in order to let you gain HP. That's not nice. How many times do I have to say offensive game, not defensive game? Yeah. So now I'm just doing roundup on a couple of shine sprites that I either didn't pick up or couldn't pick up before. I could have gotten this before Chapter 5, but I always actually forget about it. But if you go back here, you can get one in the backyard. And then, of course, you exit through the other house. And upon blasting a hole in this wall, Shine Sprite. So that's cool. Right on the way to Don Pianta. So now there's a couple of Shine Sprites in the sewers that we can get because we have boat mode. The first one is over here. This is near the pipe to Petal Meadows. The next group is right here. It's very deep in the sewer. You have to go down to, like, the second floor and then It's on the far left of the second floor. Anyway, there's a bunch of enemies here who are quite obnoxious. I'm hoping to just keep them off of me like this. I might have to kill them all, in which case, you know, I'll do that off screen with Koops. Because otherwise they're gonna drive me crazy. But the most relevant thing is it looks like you need the super jump to get that third one, but you can actually cheese it with Yoshi. I'm gonna switch to Koops here real quick though, because this guy, you can avoid him, but it's annoying too, honestly. And so I think what we do is this. Because I have danger on, I'm gonna deal more damage. God, Koops is taking a fucking beating. Do we have an item? We could just coconut bomb him. Honestly, worth. These are free. Do it for Koops. Hashtag do it for Koops. But anyway, what I wanted to show off in this room is that, well, first off, we're gonna use the platform for its intended purpose first. Well, if I can. Okay, so get over here. Defend plus. Again, unlikely to equip it. It takes up all 6 of my current BP. Oh, fuck. Okay. Ugh. And I failed that guard too. It takes up all 6 of my current BP, but then, more importantly, I've set it for basically every defensive edge. This is an offensive game. You don't want to defend. But what you can do is you can use Yoshi to sort of like cheese this one. And you just run forward like that and you get it like that. Anyway, we're just gonna get out of here. And I believe there's a shine sprite I forgot about here. Hiding behind the tree. Easy to miss that one. So another one that I missed was over here. This is in the Pirate's Grotto. You know, my favorite dungeon. You can get up onto the box through that, and then get the thingy. So we gotta go back to Hooktail's Castle again. Yay! The devs just love making the goal of side quests go back to Hooktail's Castle. And the reason that we've went back to Hooktail's Castle, as well as me going around gathering up all the shine sprites that I've missed, is we can now upgrade our partners to Ultra Rank. Well, as soon as Merlin realizes that, like, up arrow means check the fucking attic for your garbage crystal ball or whatever. It's a little bit wacky. Up, of course, the Ultra Stone! So yeah, now we can go Ultra Rank. Shazibby, Shazabby, Shazubi! It even changes his crystal ball to be red instead of blue. Which is, you know, it's a neat touch. It's a neat touch. So, first things first, Rallywink, obviously. Shazibby! Shazabby! Shazubi! This is, again, the entire reason that we, she's even winking as if she knows she's getting Rallywink. What a fucking gamer. What a fucking gamer. This is, of course, like, the entire reason that, like, Goombella is top tier. The other top tier, Oswin, we are also powering up, but we're not going to make use of Stampede. This is just for the attack boost, or I guess not attack boost, but like the number of hits boost for his multi-hit attacks. Still incredibly useful. I could, I guess, theoretically, knock down, BP for FP if I wanted to. make use of either Stampede or Shell Slam, because that's also too expensive for me with my current FP. But I do think 6 BP is just the best way to manage things in terms of level 1 Mario. Like, I think once we have access to Rip Cheeto, there's very, very few situations where I would ever have less than 6 BP. Yeah. I guess we also upgrade Flurry for NOS tanking purposes. And then we'll spend the last 6 that I have available on Bobbery? I think that's the correct choice. Like, Vivian, Bobbery, and Mouse are all kind of just whatever in terms of partners. But Bobbery is theoretically, you know, the Shadow Queen thing. And he becomes tanky. Yeah, I see that as the best option. Eventually I will have enough Shine Sprites to make everyone Ultra. But I think Bobbery is the one that may come up out of the 3 not good partners. I think Bobbery is the one of them that I might bring out more than the others. Like, I guess the argument could be, like, Mao's because of piercing, but I just don't see that being a thing. And we'll have enough to upgrade her after Chapter 6 anyway, and I don't care about piercing in Chapter 6, because, Smorg is the only boss, and I have a plan for Smorg. Anyway, yeah, Merlin is, eating well tonight. Yes, sirree, Bob. Oh my god, I knew I was forgetting one. Okay, we can do one more upgrade before we get on the train. I knew I was forgetting one. Okay. Because of that last Shine Sprite, we do actually get to upgrade Mouse to, only Super, not Ultra, but still. And yes, I recognize that not upgrading Vivian is super transphobic, so cancel me, I guess. There we go, though. I got the lesbian mouse. After all of that prep work, we are now on the XS Express, where I can get another Shine Sprite. Yay! Okay, and then we get another Shine Sprite from turning in the autograph to the little boy. And this, I believe, is the only mandatory Shine Sprite, because you also need to solve this mystery to progress the game. And now we have another Shine Sprite at the way station. And here we have the inverse, P up, D down. This is better than D up, P down, because it boosts your offenses. And, I mean, I've said it once, I've said it a million times. This is an offensive game. Boosting your offenses is significantly better than boosting your defenses. And we have another Shine Sprite here. But the main event is our boots get upgraded again. Ultra Boots. In the overworld, obviously, this will give us the navigation ability of Super Jump, the High Jump ability, Spring Jump, whatever it's called. But this is also impactful for battle, because now the base jump attack is 3. And when we're boosted by various badges that we're boosting, we'll be able to do even more. Also, Power Bounce is gonna, go off of a base of 3. It's just very good. It's very good. Very appreciated. So if you go down this chute here, you get HP plus, which is not very good, but it is technically a resource. This is like our 5th copy. It's not good. And now that we have Super Jump, we can get Close Call P. Yeah, now, we're in Chapter 6. This is too late for this to be impactful. So Smorg is a boss that, in my playthroughs as a kid, really just failed to make an impression for me. It just felt boring and generic. It kind of made me, like, disappointed in Chapter 6, because Chapter 6 is like kind of a non-combat chapter, which I appreciate more as an adult, although it definitely gets worse on replay as a result of that. But as a kid, I just kind of thought it was boring to have, like, I don't know, the person who you're fighting against at the end is unrelated to the rest of the story, is not related to, like, Beldum or Dupless. I expected to face off the Shadow Sirens again, and I loved the idea of rivals as a kid, so I think that, like, really soured me. But, now, what I can go ahead and do is show you that this boss is pretty cool and pretty hard. In my partner's only playthrough, this was a big stumbling point. So we're going to start by powering up Yoshi. One of the more unique things about this fight is due to the way that the XS Express works, you actually are unable to pre-damage going in. There's no enemies on the train, and you have to sleep after leaving the station for the Smorgs to show up. So we are going to have to get around that by using our first point swap that you actually see. I've been using point swap a lot off camera just to set up the peril, but yeah, we need to actually use a point swap now. So we're gonna go ahead and double dip, and I will give a Bushi to Oswin, and I will also point swap Oswin. Where is it? And this sets up our super powerful 1 HP power lifted ground pound. And because Oswin is invisible, now he's not going to get killed by any future attacks, so he can just 2-round Smorg. For those who are unaware, the sort of gimmick behind Smorg is that when Smorg has his various appendages out, he is invincible. Now Mario's just gonna get revived by a life shroom. It's no big deal. I mostly used the Bushi just to, like, make sure that the life shroom wouldn't take Yoshi out of peril. I'm just gonna use items, another Zest Dynamite. But yeah, while the appendages are around, Smorg himself can't be targeted. I can damage him with that AoE while he has that one. Although, as you saw when I hit the 3, he didn't take any damage. So it's a little inconsistent in terms of, like, invincibility versus untargetableness. But either way, we just fucking kill him. Easy. That's the only mandatory fight of the chapter, by the way. But the chapter's not over yet, because in addition to needing to actually get the Crystal Star, we also get a Shine Sprite. And in addition to the L emblem, which is the best emblem in the game, we get another Shine Sprite in here, in the alternate Boo dimension. And now we actually got the Crystal Star, so that is the end of the chapter. Yeah, that is the end of the chapter. I will see you next time. Toodles!